welcome back to the channel and welcome to the deadline day live stream. I know a lot is happening right now and I know a lot of you are probably watching Fabrizio Romano's live stream. I've literally had it on for like the last 4 hours or however long it's been going on for. But I thought I'd come on and do a little catch up with everything that's gone on today. I hope you can hear me well and see me well because I'm not using my laptop currently. So just let me know in the chat if everything sounds and looks okay. But yeah, a lot to get through and kind of not that much to get through at the same time. Fabrizio's just said that the Raheem Sterling and Arsenal deal seems to be at the last stages. So that is probably, I hope, not the only thing that's going to happen tonight. You know, the hope dies last, guys. We're not too far away from the end of the transfer window. It's gone so quickly. I don't even know how we are actually talking about transfer deadline day today, but yeah, I know that it's currently in the UK, it's almost 20 to 10. So we are actually running out of time. It's just really hit me, guys. And I don't know. I, like any hopeless Chelsea fan, I'm just wondering for just a miracle and something to drop. But I've been hopelessly refreshing all my socials today, and it's just not necessarily been what I imagined, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. If you've tuned in, thank you so much. I know everyone and their mum and dad are currently live, so thanks so much if you've joined, and I hope wherever you are well. There's 19 of you. If you can hit that like button, that would be much appreciated, guys. I did want to just come on and have a chat with you. I am planning on sticking around till the end, so we can see what happens. As I say, hope dies last. But yes, hope you're all doing well. I've put a poll up as well earlier about is Osimhen coming to Chelsea, and yeah, it seems like everyone's leaning towards no chance. So yeah, great. That's good. Ryan, hello. Thank you for joining. Daniel says, I'm getting tired from the Osimhen saga. We need a striker to get better chances, get in top four. If we don't get a striker, I don't feel confident. Yeah, look, my priority always has been striker from day one. And regardless of how busy we've looked this transfer window, it really will be an underwhelming one in my books, at least. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but what really happened? Like, we went out and we spent, and I am going to make a separate video kind of talking about all our transfers this window, but it felt like we did all our kind of shopping at the start where we bought in some players that I can't really lie to you guys, I didn't really know what the plan was in terms of them fitting into Chelsea and our long-term plans. And it just seems that we kind of left the outgoings a little too late. And I think that we've kind of been shoved into a corner. Obviously, we've had a lot of loan moves today. We'll talk about those. Obviously, Trevor Chalobah as the most kind of expected one for me personally, because I didn't see a kind of way back from everything that unfolded sort of in the last couple weeks. And it's quite ironic, isn't it? Because everyone was talking about Trevor Chalobah following the Servette Chelsea game where we lost away in Geneva. So yeah, it's crazy how things turn around. But you know what? Fair enough. I think that's a great move for him because he'll get game time and he will be playing still at a very competitive level. So yeah, all the best to you, Trev, for this year. We will miss you. Yeah, we certainly will miss you. I don't know, guys. It's hard because like Trevor Chalobah has been such a crucial part of our Thomas Tuchel era as well, and he was such a gem at the back, so solid, so certain, so composed on the ball, and it just does feel like his time at Chelsea didn't end. I know it's not kind of technically ended as such, but it is still very much kind of the end of Trev at Chelsea right now, isn't it? Excuse me. Right, as we chat, guys, and as we speak to each other, I am refreshing and just checking every single source for lots of information. I hope you can see and hear me very well. Please do let me know if any any technical difficulties arise from this live stream. I'm not on my laptop today, but hashtag priorities got to be on here. Talking to 25 of you, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Nothing as of yet, to be honest. How, I don't even know. I feel like I'm tired today, how invested I've been trying to figure out everything that's been happening, let alone like your Fabrizios and your David Ornsteins, who have just been absolutely crazy. They've probably gone through like 25 portable chargers today because they've taken so many phone calls, and it's been absolutely crazy. But yeah, in other Chelsea news, of course, the most and I think the most certain kind of deadline day thing will be Raheem Sterling to Arsenal, probably. Let me know how you guys feel about that one. It's obviously a loan move, and I think, you know what, Raheem Sterling's winning in this situation. Yeah, he's going to Arsenal, but he's going to Arsenal with hopes of playing Champions League football. He's still in the Premier League, supposedly challenging. He's joining a side where he doesn't need to move his family away either, and we know that for Sterling that's been such a good priority. And if it was for the money, he would have been going to Saudi. We all know that. So it just reinforces Sterling believes that he can still play competitive football. And, fair enough. I've not been his biggest fan. I've been critical of him. I wish it kind of turned out a little bit more differently. Like when he and Aubameyang came into Chelsea, they were meant to be our Premier League proven stars. They were meant to light it up. And obviously they didn't. So, yeah. Raheem Sterling, wow, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. It's quite the career, isn't it, for him? But yeah, fair play. And if there are any Arsenal fans here in the chat, let me know how you guys are feeling about Sterling. But we'll see how that unfolds in the next sort of hour or so. We should get some more clarity with that. Yeah. Let's see what some of you guys are saying in the chat. Hello to everyone, and to anyone who's just joined, hello and welcome to the Deadline Day live stream. We're catching up on what's happened at Chelsea, what's not happened as well, more importantly. Just a reminder, guys, to smash the likes if you can on this video. Please. Massively helps out. Luca, hello to you. How are you feeling about Sterling potentially coming to Arsenal? What do you think of the Conference League draw today? Yeah, we will talk about that as well in just a little bit. I hate transfer windows. For you, it's deadline day. For me, it's Friday. Well, you did yourself some good piece of business there, so I'm sure that you are feeling fine. Hi, Liv. It's lovely to see you in here. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a lovely summer. Ella, hello, girl. Hi. Things aren't looking positive with Osimhen. No, not at all, to be honest. And yeah, I always die on the hill that hope dies last, but I think with some things it's just too late. And people are right. Even though Enzo Fernandez was like a similar situation, that seemed still a lot more solid in terms of confirmation, and things came a little bit sooner. And then it was just the actual announcement and the here we go that took a little bit longer. But yeah, so David Ornstein's just tweeted, Chelsea on the verge of agreement with Manchester United to sign Jadon Sancho, deal for the 24-year-old winger, season-long loan with an obligation to buy next summer. Personal terms in place and all parties work to complete the deadline day signing. So Jadon Sancho, guys, could be potentially... We could be closing in on this deal. Jadon Sancho to Chelsea. Man United fans are saying we are free. Well, look, guys, this now makes a little bit more sense for me personally, because I always thought that the reason we were originally, obviously the original talk was a swap for Sancho and Sterling to Man United, Sancho to Chelsea. And I thought Chelsea would only be open to doing that if we were to sell Sterling and move him on. If that is now the case, this now makes me think that Sterling should be done. It should be in its final stages, should be pretty much signed off very, very soon. So Jadon Sancho to Chelsea. Now, I can't really fathom this just yet. Jadon Sancho, I've been thinking about it. It feels strange, but then again, the narrative's there, isn't it, guys? He has said that Chelsea's his kind of boyhood club. Could this be the revival of his career? Look, nothing against Jadon Sancho. I think he's a really good player. I think he is so talented. I just think he's been quite unlucky in his career, and I've always thought that the next move, like the one away from Man United, would need to be the one that kind of reignites his career again. And if in this case it's going to be at Chelsea, then could this be Could this be a case of him hoping to revive his career at Chelsea? Crazy, guys. Okay, so we do potentially have some solid deadline day business incoming here, guys. Daniel, yep, Sancho, here we go. Yeah, I can't lie to you, when it originally came out as a link and everything. Right, guys, yeah, Jadon Sancho is official. Chelsea. Okay, he's a Chelsea player, guys. Sancho is a Chelsea player. Here we go. Loan deal with obligation, as we just said. Obligation to buy clause agreed between the clubs. So whatever happens this year, yeah, the obligation to buy is there. Man United accepted the proposal and deal is now set to be signed. Well, I think earlier in the day we'd made two proposals. One was with an obligation to buy, the other one was with an option. But if this is what's been agreed, and you know, when you are in a position of deadline day negotiation, sometimes you're not going to get the best deal there. But yeah, well, we've got a Jadon Sancho on our hands officially. Jadon Sancho, I need to change the title of this video. This is just the chaos of it all, isn't it, guys? But Chelsea fans, let me know how you guys are feeling about this one. Again, it's strange to me because where does he fit? What's the idea? The questions are now kind of coming out again, but I think in terms of a talented winger, yes. And now that Sterling is potentially on his way out, it makes a lot more sense. We should be getting some more updates then here, guys, shortly. But yes, Sancho, here we go to Chelsea. Welcome to Chelsea. Jadon Sancho, still such a young player, still so much to give, still much to show the football world as well. You know, I think Sancho is one of those players, at least for me, like when I watched them at Dortmund, you kind of just root, you know, for the players you just root for. I think Sancho is one of those players and you just really do want him to do well. He went to Man United and then he kind of just dug a hole for himself, didn't he? Though I don't really agree with I mean, it's easy to say as a rival fan, but I think Man United fans are giving him a little bit too much stick. But then again, could that just be because in a similar way to us with Raheem Sterling, it's a little bit of a weight off the shoulders? I mean, let's be real. Raheem Sterling, it didn't quite work out the way we wanted to. Yeah, he scored us some clutch goals, some good free kicks as well, some good moments of individual brilliance. But on the most part, I think in terms of the wages he was getting and in terms of the expectations and the CV he arrives with, you know, 4 times Premier League winner with Pep. The fact that he came in and was meant to be one of the guys that we wouldn't be excusing, we wouldn't say, oh, you need time. He was meant to be the one that everyone learnt from. It just didn't quite work out. And I think obviously Pochettino really favoured him last season. And Maresca's come in now and said, yeah, sorry, Raz, you're not in my plans. Of course he's going to want to move away. And I think this from day one was always the most important thing for Sterling, was to get, like, to play football. You know, this is a player who's got a lot of confidence. He values himself still, and he still believes he's got a lot more to give in the Premier League. And, you know, he's joining a team that's potentially joining a team that is going out there to challenge for the title again this year. So yeah, some very interesting business there. But do you know what? You know, you look back at the statement, it was off timing and all of that. But Sterling would have spoken to his camp and he would have said, right, guys, I'm not interested in going to Saudi. Yeah, they're going to offer me money that, you know, I'm not going to get in the Premier League, but I'm not interested because I know I can still play football. I know I can still compete in a top side in the Premier League. And yeah, fair play. It's all worked out. He loves London. He's very comfortable in the city. So yeah, he's only going up to the north from the west. So yeah, best of luck to Sterling. No hard feelings. I expected more, but yeah, thank you for the clutch moments, Raz. All the best to you. But now it's time to focus on a new winger, Jadon Sancho, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Who is excited? Who thinks that Sancho is going to ball out, revive his career, and is going to be the Dortmund exit, as were Haaland and Jude Bellingham? But yeah, it's almost like a second chance, isn't it? There's perhaps potentially a better environment awaiting. Conte said Victor's staying, but he don't know what he's going to do with him. Well, look, guys, Fabrizio mentioned this actually a few hours ago, and he said that it could be potentially a case of him staying just because of how messy this whole thing has been. And I mean, it was quite funny watching him like get up and, talk on his phone, come back, be like, oh, it's a crazy deal, guys. There's been nothing like this. And if you think about it, it's just so crazy because obviously they've been talking to him going to Saudi. Napoli aren't really keen on having Victor Osimhen stay. Now they've got Lukaku, they're surely not both going to be playing, and Napoli have made it clear they don't really want Osimhen anymore. It is in Osimhen's best interest as well to go and play football, but at the end of the day, the wages that he's getting, he's going to want something that matches it up. And look, my opinion is, and I'm not getting millions a year to play football, but my opinion is, if I'm 25, I am potentially meant to be one of the best strikers out there at the moment, and I could just have a Premier League move for less money and have to take a bit of a wage cut, I'd go for that. But then again, that's not me, and I'm not in that position. But the fact that you could have a choice to play in the Premier League, go to Saudi and get a load ton of money, just doesn't really quite sit right with me. But again, yeah, Osimhen, I'm sure, would have just wanted to probably get away and still play football, because at the end of the day, what's he going to do at Napoli? There's going to be absolutely no room for him. He won't be training really with them. But yeah, Chelsea are still waiting for a final decision from Napoli's Victor Osimhen. Guys, this has been such a long saga. And I tweeted earlier and I was like, Chelsea are moving like uni students rushing to submit their dissertation in like the next couple hours, because so much business to do. And Victor Osimhen has been an assignment of ours, a pursuit of ours, from like way back, guys. This isn't something we just came up with this week, let's be real. But the fact that it has gotten to this stage, I am, however, I'll tell you one thing though. I'm quite proud of our club for one thing in this kind of saga, in this situation, because it feels like it's dragged. But one thing is that, yes, we need a striker, and I'd argue we're quite desperate for one. But, we're not going to completely change and break the wage structure, which we've been so hard, so what's the word? I've just forgotten English, but that we've been trying so hard to implement this new wage structure where, we're now giving out contracts where you'll get more. Incentives will pay off if you play well, if you, produce, if you're scoring, if you're performing. And that's the way it should be, because at the end of the day, there's so many young kids now at Chelsea that are all trying to pretty much audition for their place in the starting 11. Nobody should be getting this type of money. And while Osimhen could argue he deserves it because of his CV, and he's done it for like 4 or 5 seasons now, scoring the goals he has, even though he's not hit the same amount of numbers season in, season out, you can still say, look, yeah, I want that money. But at the end of the day, we're still looking at ourselves and thinking, why should we change all the principles that we're trying to implement into the structure of the club for you? And I get that, but I'm pretty sure that we were probably hoping, because it's getting so kind of close to the end, that Napoli might renegotiate something. But it's obviously been very tricky, and I think that there are some broken relationships there, because yeah. But guys, it's exciting. It's always that kind of, it's the transfer dopamine, isn't it, that hits you. But it's the fact that you do root for the player. Like, I've got my concerns and I've got my kind of question marks, but at the end of the day, you are intrigued, right? You just want to know, you want to see, you want to find out. Sancho at Chelsea. Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna root for him. And to be fair, who am I to chat? I've thought the same about Joao Felix coming in. Because guys, I've been so desperate for us to sign a striker. Like, it really just has been my number one priority. If we can have all these wingers score goals and be in the box, be in the right place at the right time, great, absolutely great. But it's no guarantee, and there were still moments in our last few games where there are times where a cross is spammed into the box, but no one's there to meet it, and you just do think, oh, an Osimhen or an Ivan Toney meeting that, scoring it. But no. But yes, guys, it's interesting. Let me have a look, see what you guys have been saying. Michael says Sancho 95th minute winner incoming, scene Winner scenes incoming. Yes, that'd be really, really great. Oh, imagine the shirt sales as well. That's what I'm thinking. Imagine the shirt sales, guys. If Sancho does well, I can imagine people coming kind of from all over the world, especially like tourists that come to the bridge, getting their hands on a Sancho shirt. I think those would do pretty well. Um, Nobody is in for Chilwell or Trevor Chalobah. Not a bad thing. Well, Trev's just secured a loan move, hasn't he, to Crystal Palace? So he's off to there as of today, which I think is a really sensible move. I think it's great because Crystal Palace, obviously working under a new manager, they've pretty much kind of reconstructed their back line as well, and they're going to look to be competitive coming off the back of a good end to their season last year. I think it's quite a good environment for him to be in, and he can just showcase his quality. So fair enough, because I think the worst part of that, the less desired option in this situation would have been him staying and not training with our first team and just wasted potential. If you don't get him now, you're probably getting him in January. I'm assuming you're talking about Osimhen. Any players bought today will just be a chinks. Why do you say that? I don't see Chelsea paying those kind of wages. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason why we've kind of refined everything in the last years since the takeover, and it just wouldn't really make sense. And then imagine the message it's sending out to the other players when it's like, when they arrived, we spoke to them about this, and like Cole Palmer, he got a new contract off the back of a spectacular season for him last season. That's how it should really be. Yeah, Peter, good point. Sancho scouted by Joe Shields. I trust Joe Shields. If Sancho comes, Mudryk will be gone on loan by January. Yeah, well, that's a good mention there, David, because it was said that Mudryk, well, the club are happy to stick by Mudryk. I think Maresca's made it quite clear he's happy to stick by Mudryk because he has played him, hasn't he, quite a bit, and he's given him like some full 90 minutes, which I think no manager really did previously. I think Mudryk was seen like kind of those risk players that, we'll give him some game time, see how he gets on, but if he doesn't perform well, we'll bring him off. But I think Maresca likes him, and the way that he's defended him, in terms of sorry guys, I'm just reading some of the Sancho comments. There seems to be a generally positive vibe around Sancho coming to Chelsea. So here we go. That's our transfer dopamine lift there. But yeah, back to the Mudryk point. It's interesting you mentioned, because look, I, as someone who has been Mudryk's biggest advocate, literally from the moment he came in, him and Madueke, I always saw and took a liking into them two in particular at the start, because with players like that who have very little experience playing at this top level but arrive with such a burning desire to prove themselves, such a good attitude, you just can't help but root for them. And that's exactly what they both did. However, if you look at Mudryk and Madueke, and I know it's very different because they've kind of had a different pathway, and Madueke, had his own kind of issues at the club, Mudryk too, with his own personal stuff, so very different. But Madueke's been improving, right? And you can kind of see the maturity in his game there flourish more. With Mudryk, it's like he'll put in a good shift, or he'll do some great things in the game and then perhaps lack with that final decision. What does he do? Does he shoot? Does he pass? And I think that that's where his game really lacks. And I think it's been far too consistent where he's done those kind of things. And it's like, till when do we keep saying, oh, he's got the potential, give him time? I know he was let down by the value and the price tag we paid for him, because he never should have cost what he did. Let's be real, when he came in, I think he was absent from football as well for about 3 months. But yeah, he never should have come in for the price he did. And I think that's what always comes back to. It always comes back to that, because at the end of the day, should you need to give a player who cost almost 90 mil 3-4 seasons to flourish, you do want to see more. So yeah, I rate that Enzo Maresca's giving him a chance. At the end of the day, you kind of have to, because like you say, David, he is sticking around with us. But we'll see. I think it'll be nice to have some competition there. But it had been a very long while since Mudryk and Madueke started in the Premier League together. Yes, guys, smash the likes and subscribe and share the live stream. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. Can I see how many likes we've got on this stream? Please, guys, literally takes you just a second. If you can hit that thumbs up button, I will be so grateful. A little transfer deadline day like. We've literally got not long at all. It's just hit 10 p.m. UK time. And we are waiting to see if there is going to be any other news that we could celebrate. If we could celebrate, if we could be happy about. But yeah, guys, it's just going to be one of those things where it's not the end of the world, right, if we don't sign an Osimhen, but then it means another window going away from addressing the number one issue, that we need a striker. Sam, hello to you. Obligation to buy Sancho is 40 million. Apparently, that's more than I was expecting. Hope he does brilliantly here, though. Yeah, I hope so too. Again, I'm open to it. Again, there's no point in being apprehensive about something you've not seen yet. Alex, that's not the energy here, mate. We're trying to warm up to this one. This Sancho move is the final nail on the coffin for Mudryk. Well, yeah, we'll see. If the club sets a new wage structure, but continue to pursue Osimhen, who they knew on high wages, makes sense. I can't believe we will go into the rest of the season with Jackson as our main striker. See, Mark, that's the problem. And I'm not disrespecting Jackson here or saying he's not good enough, but he's not enough. There's a difference between not being good enough and not being enough in terms of availability. What happens if he gets injured? You know, God forbid. What happens if he is struggling somewhere down the line and he's not producing the numbers he did? Because he hit some great numbers for his first season, but there have been so many games where conversion is just not good enough, right? And sometimes with Jackson, I literally look back last season, it's a big what if, but we would have played in an FA Cup final, literally, if he was able to finish more chances, if he was able to think like an experienced striker. But again, it's not fair to expect that from him because he is so young. And we kind of find ourselves in a similar boat now because this window, we did exactly the same thing as last window with Jackson, however, with Mark Gee. And, you know, while that's amazing and while that it's great, that we've got these youngsters who, you know, will do well in the future. It's not fair to expect them to do that. And we know that in the Premier League, especially, if you want to hit your goals, if you want to compete, you need a very good striker. But yeah, let me do another refresh of the Twitter page, see if there is anything new incoming. Yeah, well, it seems that it's up to Osimhen really now, isn't it? Oh, it says the obligation to buy for Sancho is between 20 to 25 million. So that's not too high. It's not awful. Hopefully he does have a really good season. But apparently we're still trying, guys. The dedication to this, we are still trying. Oh, dear me. Yeah. Right, 39 likes, guys. Let's get those up. Warrior, listen to Warrior, guys. Get me to 60 likes. Thank you. Get me to 60 likes. And if you have just come across the channel and you're not a subscriber, if you enjoy the live stream or at least anything I've said, then hit that like button. It will really help me out. Subscribe, all of that. Ryan, thank you so much for your donation. That is very generous of you and highly appreciated. So thank you so much for the super chat. Ryan says, Nina, you're a boss content creator. Keep smashing it. Us and Arsenal have had shite windows. The Man City have signed a few. Oh, the Manchester have signed a few players, but are still crap. Chelsea attacking options are crazy, and City will coast to a 5-peat. Wow. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Ryan, for your kind words and for your donation. Very good. And yeah, look, I mean, it's just, well, Manchester United have just announced Ugarte, haven't they? Do you remember when we wanted him so badly? God, I've spoken for like 30 minutes straight. I really do waffle a lot, don't I? But there's a lot to get into. But yeah, Chelsea's attacking options are crazy. It's just a case of, can we work out perhaps our strongest front line for the Premier League and then an equally good kind of competitive front line that can gain experience by playing in the Conference League or, you know, in the other domestic cups that we all play in. So it's great. It's really a chance, it's really an opportunity for, yeah, just development in general. It's so great, guys. And, I will never disrespect the Conference League because it's such a good opportunity that we never had last season for young players to develop and get game time. I know Servette wasn't great, and we will talk about that shortly in a little bit more detail because I couldn't get a match review up today. So apologies for that. It's been such a busy day and I've just constantly been. Constantly been looking out for the transfers and what's happening. And I just thought, yeah. And as well, I didn't really want to get negative about that game. I've kind of forgotten about it. It was crap to see. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal to qualify for the Conference League was achieved. So I'm not going to dwell on that too much. It wasn't great, but we know that against Crystal Palace, it'll be a different team. And hopefully we can see that same quality and intensity we saw against Wolves. But yeah, what crowds they had, guys. And that's exactly why I never underestimated for a second that Servette would come out and play and give us a good game for that as well. Because, what a crowd, the flares and everything. And that's exactly what every single away game is going to be. It's going to be exactly that. It will be a crowd. You'll have the flares, you'll have the chants and everything. And I just hope that by that time, for when they come to Stamford Bridge, we can really have just upped, the levels of support. Yeah, so we can compete with them. But yeah, Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat. It's much appreciated as always. Thank you very, very much. Hello to you, Jack. Jack says, I'm worried that the atmosphere will be like knowing there are a lot of senior players not part of the plans that will be staying until at least January. Yeah, look, there is that sense of competition, that kind of, the sense of game on. It's time to really prove your worth. It's time to work your socks off to play for Enzo Maresca's team. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Obviously, it's up to Maresca to work out, but I think January we'll see probably more, as you say, outgoings. But yes, let's have a quick update, see if anything else has just been announced, if anything is dropping as we're talking, because the amount I waffle, honestly, I could probably just ignore everything by accident. But yeah, nothing really. Everyone's talking about the Sancho deal. I'm seeing a lot of photos of Osimhen in his Chelsea shirt when he was younger. Which is sad, yes. It kind of is a big what if, but at the end of the day, guys, we've been in for this for a long time. Frankly, we shouldn't be. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's like, do you kind of go against your morals and the principles because you're desperate, or do you find another way out? And it seems that that's probably what we are going to go for. Michael, thank you so much for the donation. That is very kind of you. Heine, love your content. Hope you are well. Yes, Michael, I'm very well. Thank you so much for tuning in, helping out the channel as well. It's really much appreciated. I am good. I'm feeling good. I think there will still be a part of me that's quite disappointed with this window, purely because I never really saw some of the plays. We brought in obviously a lot of wingers, but I never really thought we addressed our number one priority. And I think I'll hold on to that, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us, because it's so easy throughout the season to kind of look at certain games and think, okay, that could have gone so differently had we had a clinical striker up top. But anyway, thank you so much for your donation. It is much appreciated as always. Peter says, I'm not worried about us missing on Osimhen. I believe in our attack. We will be just fine. Just relax. Thank you, Peter. I really needed to hear those words. I hope you are right. And thank you for installing some some relaxation there. But yeah, I'm sure that Jadon Sancho's thrilled, because again, what more could he have possibly wanted? He's still staying in the Premier League. He's he's moving to Chelsea. Yeah, we don't have Champions League football this year, but it's still an opportunity for him to have a clean slate, a fresh slate. I mean, most of our fans seem very open and welcoming to him, so he's getting welcomed into a much more positive environment. It's like, you're starting from scratch. We don't care. forgotten everything that's happened at Man United. Whatever happened is now a closed book. You're a Chelsea player now, and yeah, we hope that you enjoy your stay. You lot said the same about Kai. I'll happily take Raheem on loan for versatility and experience. I'm assuming you're an Arsenal fan. But yeah, I mean, enjoy. Again, it wouldn't be surprising if Sterling came and scored some goals. I just think that, frankly, it wasn't a case where us Chelsea fans were so in love with Sterling and everything he was doing for us that anyone really minds that much. At least now, there's always a kind of a sense of like anger when a player of yours joins a rival club. But honestly, I don't actually feel anything like that at the moment. Yeah, all the best, Raz. I do, however, sometimes think that, there was loads of moments in a Chelsea shirt where he was maybe a bit disrespected. But again, I just think it was because of the timing of everything and the fact that so many young players arrived in at the same time as him. And it looked like at times he was the one that was taking time to adjust into this environment. But I said, you shouldn't be the one that's taking the time to adjust in this environment. You should be leading by example to the players that are adjusting to this environment. So yeah, no hard feelings, Raz. No hard feelings. If you do score against us, though, that's going to be a different story. Yeah, we won't be happy with you there. It's over. I don't see Osimhen happening with 1 hour left. Yeah, guys, clock is ticking. As I waffle away, with every waffle, with every sentence, it means that we are less likely and less likely, unless we know our club and how dramatic we like to be. We love to be in the headlines and we love to be talked about. This is me just delusionally kind of thinking and imagining, guys, that there could still be a world where we make this happen. But yeah, judging by the way that, all the big journalists have been so confused with this deal themselves today, it just does make you really wonder. But yeah, I think, guys, I'm afraid to say that Victor Osimhen is probably most likely staying at Napoli. Yeah, that was my dose there of hope, but it's just been killed. Yeah, it won't really happen, will it? It was always too good to be true for a transfer deadline day signing. But yeah, look, sometimes the things you don't expect turn out to be blessings, and then vice versa. You wait for something so much and it just proves to be a disappointment. Nobody really saw, or at least in myself, I never really thought Cole Palmer would be the guy and the player he was for us last year. I didn't really even blink twice at his transfer, to be quite honest with you, when we were signing a winger or an attacking midfielder, or however they described him at the time. I didn't really see that, and it turned out to be the best thing for Chelsea last year. So yeah, I think the Victor Osimhen ship has sailed, but at least we completed some important business, right? This could be really interesting. We just know the rivals are going to be hate watching Sancho, won't they? But yeah, they can do that. They can absolutely do that. We just hope that we can power through. Glad you're on today, love from Florida. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm assuming it's quite early day for you. I don't know how many hours is it, like 5 or 6? Is it more? What's the time difference? And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in from Florida. It's actually crazy how many people from around the world watch. I've just gone live. I'm literally sat on my bed in my room in London, doing a live stream, and I have people from all over the world watching me. It's really crazy. But guys, let me know. I just want to have a look and see, where are you guys watching from? What country are you in? Let me know. And yeah, let me know a cool thing about your country as well. Let's see where this community is from, because it's just so nice to have so many of you, most of you united by either a love for Chelsea or for football in general, or for deadline day, maybe. But yeah, let me know. Ryan is not a fan of Agate. Never wanted him anywhere near my club. I'm happy. I love the nickname that you've thought of them. Yeah, well, look, I'm not too sure. I think that's a bit of an expensive fee there for Agate, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Man United fans seem excited. Yep, Sancho, here we go, is indeed complete. 1 hour left. Do you think it's over? Yeah, Daniel, I've gone through the emotions. I've gone through the hope. Now I'm back to reality. It's not going to happen, is it? Victor Osimhen is in no way. Yeah, look, guys, as much as I would have loved it's just not really happening, is it? And to be honest, though, on the poll, a lot more people believe that it's going to happen. I don't really know if that's I don't really know if that's just again a hopeful yes. Oh, well, we've got a United fan in here. As a United fan, I'm pissed you guys have signed Sancho. Big up, Nina. Big up to you as well. Why is that? Are you a Sancho lover? Are you someone that stands by him? Because what I've seen is a lot of United fans are quite happy to have gotten rid. But yeah, I think he's a quality player, and I would understand if somewhere down the line Sancho is doing what he should have been doing for you when he signed for you. There being a bit of a bad blood there, but yeah, fair enough. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I've got to be up for work at 5 a.m. I'm hanging on here for good news. I was hoping Osimhen deal would be done by now so I can go to bed. Yeah, you know what? I think you're probably better off going to bed. Get your sleep. You know, you got work in the morning. Unfortunately, this isn't really going to happen. But, you know, still go to bed, and just in case something happens, at least you'll wake up to good news. Bear with me, guys, while I fix my camera. I'm not on my laptop today, so it's causing a little bit of issues, but just bear with me. And hopefully that's back on. Hopefully you should see me okay, guys, now. This is a good question. What number would you give Sancho? Well, do you know what? I still haven't really memorized who's got what number this season. I don't really know what numbers even are available. I'd probably go for quite a high, like a double-digit number, like quite a like 20 something. If there are any free ones, I just think he suits it. Random question, but what's your prediction for our game against Manchester United? Yes, you are playing Man United. It's a hard game to call because last season, you know, again, we would have been so sure in your fixtures and how they were going to go, and I think, you know, Man United, well, and Liverpool were surprising on many levels, but not to make you happy or anything. I do think that you guys will win. I think it'll be a narrow one though. I don't know what score prediction I'd give, but I do think that Liverpool would win. Everyone wanted Chelsea to get experience. They got experience in Sancho. They deserve credit. It's not a bad point to make. I read Sancho was a Chelsea fan. Childhood Chelsea fan must be a great feeling for him. Yeah, Sam, I think there was a video circling around today that he was basically saying that Chelsea was his boyhood club. So, right. Mark says Billy Gilmore signing for Napoli. Yeah, Billy Gilmore. Fair enough. That's he's had quite the path, hasn't he? Fair enough. Completely different league, you know. I think he'll have a big learning curve out there, but yeah, fair play to Billy Gilmore. All the best to him. Just checking if there's anything, guys. It's just the hopeless refresh, isn't it? It's just the hopeless refresh because you just hope, aren't you? Someone's just said Chelsea are downgrading Sancho for Sterling. That's not necessarily true. Nina question, thoughts on Cole Palmer and Sancho link up for Chelsea? Yeah, look, guys, the more I think about it, the more I'm warming up to it. The better it sounds. And again, I rate him. It's not that I don't. I just never really would have thought or associated that he would be a target we'd go in for this transfer window in a similar way to Joao Felix as well, because that was never really on our radar. He was never talked about. It just kind of came out of the blue when the Conor Gallagher deal was kind of up and down in the air. So again, there clearly is a plan, and if if recruitment and the board decided unanimously that Osimhen just was not going to be a realistic transfer, and that us strengthening our front line was perhaps a better option in, your Netos, your Felix, your now Jadon Sancho too, then okay, fair enough. I hope that they can hit decent numbers, because it can't just be Cole Palmer again this season. Nico's still learning. If we look at our other attacking options, Madueke is getting more comfortable on the score sheet. Just, scored a hat-trick, 4 goals in, 2 games. Mudryk, you worry about. Neto, you're hoping can replicate his form at Wolves, the numbers he hit too. So I think, again, there is a lot to be excited and hopeful about, but you, again, do worry, because I think looking at how shaky our defence is, you are kind of bagging on us scoring goals, because at the moment we're conceding 2 a game, and that's just not good, and we can be outscored and outplayed in the Premier League, judging by how much other teams have strengthened their front lines. Yeah. Right then, let's have a look, see what else people are saying, if there are any other bits of news. We're currently 20 past 10 in the UK. So yeah, it's drawing closer, guys. It's drawing closer. I'm not sad. It's fine. It's absolutely fine, guys. Best content creators around. Oh, stop it, Ryan. Don't. You'll make my what's the word? Make my ego. Jamaica. Oh yes, I asked you guys to tell me where you are from, where you're watching from. Jamaica it's 4:15 p.m. Jamaica, home of Bob Marley and Usain Bolt. Yes, that's great. That is actually awesome. I imagine it's quite hot in Jamaica right now as well, which is great. At least you guys get to have a bit of a longer summer, unlike us over here. But yeah, amazing. Wow, Jamaica. Guys, that's crazy. Literally people from the other side of the world are watching me. That is absolutely insane. Peter says 17 for Sancho. 17. Who was the 17? Kovacic was a 17, wasn't he? Was Sterling a 17 as well? I don't know. I feel like I've lost track of numbers completely in recent time. I do actually need to have a look and see who's what number this year. We couldn't beat United last season because Diaz and Nunes were criminals. Well, they could probably be criminals again. Do you trust Nunes this season? I thought Gilmore was going to go right to the top after he destroyed Fabinho against us in the cup. Gilmore, I think that kid's ceiling's so high. And yeah, look, again, I wanted Gilmore to stay at Chelsea. But again, I think he's had a pretty good career path since getting some good minutes, getting some game time. And I think this is a great move for him. Sancho is better than Sterling. Ella asks, could we hijack Tony? That deal looks like nothing is happening. Yeah, that's a great point, actually. I thought that was because that's been a thing for now most of this day that he's been sort of finalising, and I think that was completely off the table. I mean, I didn't even kind of blink twice because in my head he was going to Saudi, but yeah, this is an interesting point, Ella. Everyone in the chat, what are your thoughts? Could this all just be a distraction right now? We're talking about Osimhen, this and that, back and forth. Chelsea believe they offered Victor Osimhen a good deal and are left frustrated that they have not got over the line. Well, there you go then. I think that we have been trying. They will not break their structure for him and are also restricted by FFP. They cannot offer wages similar to Saudi. See, and there you go. The player just has to accept less. You kind of just have to, put your ego aside a little bit. Do you want to stay at Napoli and not play, not get any game time? Or would you want to come to a club that you potentially are open and actually want to join, where you will certainly get minutes? Play well, produce well, start off with a decent base salary, and then you'll earn more. You'll get a better contract. But then ultimately it just shouldn't be a case where we're changing our morals and our structure just to get him in that desperately. And frankly, if we were that desperate, we should have just perhaps played it out a little bit better at the start of the window, a little bit earlier on as well. But Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's going to be so toxic if he stays, isn't it? You know, he's not going to be anywhere near Conte's squads. I think Mudryk is in danger. Mariska has already said he isn't impressed, and now Sancho has come in. Well, again, this is a wake up call for Mudryk that he now needs to start performing a lot more because you know he's no longer the new kid on the block. He's had a tough time. I get it, but I just frankly think it's time to see more and more consistency. And us as Chelsea fans, because we are so desperate to, to like him and to hope that he can do the right thing. And you do root for him. I root for him so much. You know, I really want him to do well. But ultimately, you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, you know, he's had a couple trial seasons. It's not really worked out. I get that managers, you know, it's not helped that a kid that raw and that young has worked under like 4 managers since coming in. But still, and that's the problem. This is me explaining the situation to you is the problem that I'm having to say this, and that. But it's always the but I bring in with Mudryk because I want him to do well. And it's always the excuse that follows the fact, right? And it's true because he's great and he shows potential and he shows good things. And then he makes the wrong decision. And you're like, Mudryk, and it's frustrating. And again, like even against Servette, like I get some games he's very isolated. At times I don't think midfield really feeds him much. But then again, do you think there's that element of maybe perhaps a lack of trust among the players there with him because he is potentially a risk of losing the ball, getting intercepted a little bit too easily? And it's like, come on, Mudryk, you should really now be doing much better. My personal opinion is that this career path was the wrong time. He should not have come to Chelsea ever at the time he did. And this is me just wishing that he had it a little bit differently because he should have gone and played somewhere where he could slowly kind of get back into things. He joined Chelsea when arguably there was the most pressure to perform because, you know, we were undergoing so much change. Things were just so dire in the pitch. We were, you know, desperate to, throughout the season, start performing, and we did look to those players. And now it's kind of like, well, how much can we really give you time, right? Sancho is a massive upgrade on Sterling. Sterling is finished and Sancho has more room to grow. Well, he does. It's true. I mean, Sterling, I said this, Sterling's not going to get better at football. That is a fact. I'll tell you that now. Because let's be real, he was way past his prime. You could argue that when he left City, he was probably most definitely past his absolute best in terms of numbers, involvement, output, everything. You know, pace even as well. I truly believe he's still fast, but you know what I mean. And he's not going to get better. I truly think. Yeah, maybe he's got another few seasons of playing good football in him. He backs himself as well. That's the thing with Sterling is he does back himself to play football. He believes he can, which is why he wants to. So fair enough. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Sancho's the younger one. He's the one that should be massively kind of getting into, you could say it's overdue, but again, he's had some unlucky moments in his career. We've seen that a striker is what we need for ages. How many times has someone not been in the 6-yard box because they don't have that clinical instinct? It's true, Michael, and I promise you somewhere down the line this season, we will look back. And it's every single window, guys. We talk about it. There's whispers, oh, we need a striker, we need a striker. Everyone agrees. Everyone goes, yeah. Everyone from Chelsea acknowledges it. Chelsea are, you know, looking for a striker, and then it gets to today, transfer deadline day, half an hour away, and we still don't have a striker. And we're back to square one. And guess what? In January, we will talk about the same thing. We'll say we need a striker. We need one. And guess what? We'll say no, it's fine. We'll sort that out next window. Because that's literally what we've been doing, guys, for the last years. It's not just a today problem. Let's have another update. Literally half an hour left, guys. Now coming up to past here in the UK. We are really running out of time. Time is ticking. But yeah. Or a lot of throwbacks to Ozil signing for Arsenal on deadline day. Oh my god, 10 years ago. Wow. Or 9 rather, but still 10 years pretty much. Guys, that makes me feel really old. That makes me feel really old. Um, Okay, wow, that was crazy. Time flies, guys. Representing Kenya here, massive fan of this channel. Thank you so much, Peter. Kenya, wow. Guys, you guys are watching from so many different continents. It's actually insane to me. But thank you so, so much for watching from Kenya. What's the time out there, by the way, right now? His wages are way less. The Osimhen, so maybe it should be an easier transfer. Oh, do you mean about Ivan Toney? Yeah, potentially. Look, you've got other people agreeing with you here. Do you know what? I was originally more at the start, I preferred, if you asked me Osimhen or Tony, I would have said Osimhen. Then as the kind of window unfolded and as I started to kind of think about, the wages and the CV as well, because I think it's still so important that Tony's played in the Premier League, right? Yeah, had a year out of football, but still done it in the Prem, right? Fits the profile, can score you penalties, goals, headers, everything, right? Such an all-rounded number 9. And I started warming up to it more because I thought it made more sense. But yeah, I think that is probably not happening. And again, I think in terms of Tony versus Osimhen, who it makes more sense for to go to Saudi, you would probably say Tony, right? Because of his age, he might be just ready to take that money. But with Osimhen, come on, mate, surely not. You've just potentially hit the peak of your career. And now you could get this big move to the Premier League, play football, be a superstar here in the Premier League. But yeah, as Mark says, this is all about the money for Osimhen. Better move for Tony to come to Chelsea, yeah. I don't get why United fans are laughing, thinking they pulled a fast one on us with Sancho. I don't rate him as poorly as they do. Must be normal hater behavior. Yeah, of course it is. Come on, guys. We just know this. And to be honest, we are kind of doing the same to Arsenal fans right now with Sterling because yeah, it's just his arrival thing, isn't it? But again, it's silly, really. I think, again, they would have been in our position welcoming Sancho. How excited they were about Sancho coming to Manchester United. So it really just is, like you said, it's a bit of hater behaviour there. How long till the window closes? Unfortunately, not long, Arthur. It's now 10:30 here in the UK, just literally 31 past. And yeah, we're fast approaching deadline day. Well, deadline time. Yeah, it's just the fact that how much we were building up to signing a striker, the narratives and everything. But yeah, it's just not really quite worked out. So it feels a bit underwhelming, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. 34 minutes now, actually, just yeah, a little bit less than that. About 30 minutes left. Yep. Yeah. Sam says Sancho looks like the long-term replacement for Mudryk. To me, I think it's likely he will move on next summer if he doesn't improve his football IQ. That's a really good way of phrasing it with his football IQ. It doesn't mean he's silly or stupid, but it's the fact that when you look at Cole Palmer on the ball and how quickly he makes a decision, whether he's, linking up with someone, if he's laying it off, if he's having a shot, if he's doing a back heel pass that's crazy and, finds a player that's running in behind. And you think, wow, that is like million IQ. Like, he is such an intelligent footballer. And I think that's where Mudryk lacks it because he doesn't actually know what to do. And I think because he's so fast, he almost acts faster than he thinks. Does that make sense? Or does he? No. So he's almost too quick. Guys, this doesn't make sense. But what I'm trying to say is that the decision making is not great at Mudryk. And that's where you can see the lack of quality and the lack of, as you say, Sam, football IQ. And it's true. And I do think it's a case of like development. And I do think it's a case of like improvement and being coached, etc. But yeah. I hate to say this, guys, but I am losing my patience with him. As his biggest advocate since he arrived, I will literally defend him. I used to fight people about it. Someone says a bad word about Mudryk, I am on your case. For those of you that watch Chelsea Fan TV and ever remembered Carefree Queens, the show that I and Michelle would produce and host, we would be Noni Medwake and Mikhailo Mudryk's biggest advocates. Anyone would say anything about them, we are coming for you. It's like they were our brothers. You'd kind of go to war for them. But it's like it's just, I expected so much more, and it's like, when do you say enough is enough? And it should have been much better by now. And we can't keep praising the good bits. Wait, you nutmegged someone. That's beautiful. What do you do next? Oh, you lose the ball again. So yeah. Okay, that's my rant done. David, hardest working Chelsea fan, TV YouTuber. Thanks, Nina. Oh, thank you so much, David. That is honestly one of the kindest things. I could cry. Honestly, I love doing YouTube. I love doing this. It's just so great. And obviously, I a life story. Why am I about to cry? This is emotional. No, I love talking about Chelsea because I grew up in North London, so I never had like many Chelsea friends. And like creating this space, like doing Chelsea fan TV, I've literally found all my Chelsea friends. So yeah, I love it, honestly. So thank you so much to everyone that's why am I getting emotional? Oh guys, this is so funny. It's just really late. It's been a long day. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who supports. And yeah, what a lovely comment. Thank you. There's 54 of you guys in here now. Thank you very, very much. If you're new and have just joined, please hit that like button. Please do. I'm watching you. But yes, thank you so much. That's very kind of you, David. Thank you very much. Right then, what are other people saying? Josh has had enough of signings, doesn't want any more. The deal is off for Osimhen, just been announced. Yeah, well, maybe that's why I wanted to start crying. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, it was nice while it lasted, wasn't it? It really was nice while it lasted. We dreamed, we thought, we imagined, and it's basically just was a dream, right? We've woken up now as a deadline for the transfer window closes. But yeah, it is what it is, guys, right? It's again same thing we do every window. We'll just throw it on to next season, well, next window's agenda. It'll be something we talk about in January, and then we'll go, no, we don't need to. Yeah, no agreement with Chelsea and Osimhen. Again, it really just was expected. But again, hope dies last, right? You always kind of hope. It will feel a little bit, again, like a bit of a burn. No agreement between Victor Osimhen and Chelsea, even after new proposal presented 2 hours ago. This just does show Chelsea's dedication. You know, on our behalf, we've been pursuing this literally to the brink of the evening. And it is going to be difficult, guys. I promise you that it will be difficult. And a lot of people got carried away because we scored 6 goals against Wolves and said, oh, we don't need a striker. But I think it was a great game, but ultimately there are so many games down the line. We have so many more games now, guys, with Conference League. We are going to need more depth. We're going to need a more clinical number 9 there. Jackson, let's be real, is still learning. He's still going to make mistakes. He's still going to have a bit of a shocking conversion rate this season because, again, look at him. Sometimes he can't even stay on side, and that's what you get with a young striker. That's what you get with someone who's not experienced. So that is kind of on us. I can't lie to you. And I guess I'm not going to stand here and pretend that last season, when Jackson was balling out in the in pre-season, I didn't say, yeah, great, give the kid can't speak. Give the kid a chance, yes. And great, we did, but we went on and we had Jackson and Breuer as our only options. And at one point, Breuer was injured, so it was just Jackson and Palmer as a false 9, which again was just not favoured at all. So I think somewhere down the line we'll struggle. We really, really will. And you could probably look at Arsenal, even like last season. You know, they had a series and so many different players on the score sheet, so many different players able to score goals. And I said last season I thought that Arsenal would struggle without, you know, signing an out and out number 9, and I thought it would be the difference of them winning the league or not, because, you know, you look at Man City with Haaland, but frankly that isn't a guarantee. And I think Arsenal still would argue that there have been games where they also have missed an out and out number 9. So yeah, it is hard. I think we will struggle a little bit. It kind of does feel like a bit of an unfinished transfer window, and that's bizarre. People are going to say, are you serious, Nina? You signed so many players and you're underwhelmed? But I kind of am. I really kind of am, because again, it was my it was my top priority, and it just didn't really work out. But that's okay. Let's have a look just to see if there's anything else kind of posted, any updates, because we are kind of coming to the end now. There are just 20 minutes remaining, and again, I'm not really expecting anything. At least we've now got the closure. Osimhen is not happening. We are not signing Victor Osimhen. Yeah, while we've signed some really attacking wingers and forwards and, attacking midfielders that can do the pretty things, I just hope that we can work out a decent structure where, we know our like strongest front line for Premier League games. We work the same out for the Conference League games and obviously the domestic cups too, because, it just really will be necessary. But yeah, guys. Well, there's your deadline day transfer. We knew there would be something. Jadon Sancho is officially a Chelsea player. Excuse me. So, say what you want. Underwhelming or not, we got a transfer deadline day signing. It's it's tradition, isn't it? It's a tradition, but hopefully we're going to be okay. It's frustrating we didn't sign a top striker, but I will be happy if we don't overpay. Though desperation for Osimhen. Hopefully next summer we will fix the striker position properly. Yeah, Sam. I mean, we're gonna have to, aren't we? Because we're not really going to be able to do anything else. Let's just say that. Right, where were we? We can hope Mudryk to thrive under Maresca and be our new Suarez, and I know I'm gonna get so much hate for being biased. Yeah, I mean, look, again, you do root for them, but Mudryk's so young, he's such a young player. He is so raw, and you see the passion, you do see the determination to do well, you do see he's such a big he's got such a big build. He's so tall and physical for him being 18. I saw him at Stamford Bridge and I just thought, wow, you don't look 18. What do they feed those kids out there? But yeah, he looks like a great prospect, but that is the problem. He is a prospect, and frankly, do we want to place that much pressure on an 18-year-old who just truly came in to develop and improve, potentially as a second, third choice, potentially someone that was or could have gone out on loan? I don't know. And do you play him in the Prem? I think he could struggle, but we'll see. I think it's too early to tell, really. We have not really had a striker since Giroud, Giroud, Michael. We were honestly talking about this on the watch along yesterday on Chelsea Fan TV. Giroud was so underrated in my opinion, and he's so missed. And do you know what? I think he actually would have done quite well for us right now in Maresca's system, because his link-up play was good as well. The way he was able to hold up the ball, turn his back away from a defender, just lay it off to someone. Yeah, Giroud, you're right. You do miss guys like that, don't you? I'm honestly glad that Osimhen isn't going to sign for us, because what if he becomes the next Lukaku? Well, yeah, that is a big what if, but we can't really what's the word? We can't use that as as an excuse for stopping us, perhaps, or as a warning, because you could have said that about any striker we've really signed in recent times, and we've had a lot of those what ifs. So we've signed the big names, we've signed the less so big names, and yeah, it's not really worked out. We know we've always had a problem with strikers thriving, but yeah, we wouldn't have known, and now I guess we wouldn't ever know, right? How sad is that? Yeah. Most fans, even Chelsea fans, didn't want Felix. Yeah, here I am. Here she is. It only took him less than 30 minutes to remind you who he is and can be. Same will happen with Sancho. I hope you're right, Peter. And again, me being worried, or me being uncertain where these players fit in, isn't me being like, this is pointless, why are we doing this, I hate the player, don't want to back the player. Absolutely not. Prove me wrong. I want to see you do well. If you're a Chelsea player, the moment you put that shirt on, I back you, I support you. I'm not going to sit here and be hoping for your downfall or for you not to do well just because I wasn't open to the signing in the first place. Absolutely not. I really do hope the best for Felix and Sancho. And, you know, there are players now, we will defend them. Even if it doesn't start out the greatest, as we've seen with some of our other players, we will defend them because that's what we are. We're supporters. That's what we have to do. And I just hope that, because we do have a responsibility as fans to make Sancho feel at home, you know, to make him feel welcome. I think he's had quite a drop in terms of self-esteem, confidence, all of that for such a still a very young player who had a tough move, had a tough time at Man United. I feel like we've got a responsibility as fans to really kind of find his spark again, rediscover his spark and just back him. And I think it goes for every other player really at Chelsea. That is exactly what we need to do. Sparky Lights, what's your favorite signing this window? What is my favorite signing this window? That's a good question. I'd probably have to go for that is a really good question. Do you know what? I'd probably have to say Pedro Neto because it's the one I actually was really excited about. Probably because he was the first among all the wingers we signed, but also because I just love, look, you know, he played against us at Stamford Bridge and scored, you know, when we lost 4-2 at home, and that was one of the worst games, but he was so impressive and he had just has been at Wolves, and I really thought, oh, great, that is an exciting player there. It kind of came out of the blue, and it was the first kind of senior signing we made as well, if I'm not wrong, apart from Tosin, who's obviously been in the Prem before himself. But everyone else was just kind of like for the future, maybe for a loan, and then obviously Felix and Sancho arrived shortly after. But yeah, that just kind of makes me think that is probably why it's been underwhelming. But yeah, it's fine. What is everybody else saying? Overlight on your face. Do you mean that my light is too bright on my face? Yeah, I know. It's because I'm not on my laptop right now, so all of my equipment is very different. And then I've tried to put my ring light up so I'm quite bright, but I think it is a little bit too bright. But note taken, I will try to fix that for next time. But thank you very much for pointing that out. Guys, are we liking this video? Thank you. I will beg you again. If you haven't liked the video, like it now. But yeah, guys, we've got 15 minutes, well, 14 to be precise, 14 minutes left of this this year, well, this summer's transfer window, and how quickly it has gone, right? But yeah, the question that was asked previously to me about my favorite signing, right back at you guys. Let me know in the chat, who is your favorite signing of the summer? It's not perhaps the most exciting. But then again, there have been some sensible signings, obviously a few loans here and there that have seemed decent, but it's quite tricky. So let me know in the comments down below. I'm just updating to see if there's anything else, guys, that we've missed out on. Anything at all. It doesn't seem like it, but here I am. God, honestly, my laptop is hurting today from the amount of time I've spent on it. Apparently, Raheem Sterling has arrived at Arsenal's training ground. Well, that was quick. That was very, very quick. But do you guys know what I mean when I say that I do just imagine Raheem Sterling in an Arsenal shirt? Is it just me? You know, when you just imagine a certain player in a certain shirt playing for a certain club, like I wouldn't blink twice. I'd be like, yeah, that is pretty normal. Sometimes it's really weird. Like when I saw Mason Mount in Man United kit, I was like, that looks really weird. But then with some other players, it just makes sense. For me, it just is with Sterling like that. JJ Ash, thank you so much for your donation. Big up, Nina. Your shows, I really hope we don't get Sterling unless Arteta truly believes he is able to have it him. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, JJ Ash, for your donation. It's very much appreciated. And as regards with Sterling, he's already yours, so enjoy. It's really interesting because Arteta's been making some interesting substitutions, transfers where he's kind of slowly strengthening and he's almost kind of got a plan that other people don't really see. Like with Kai Havertz, of course, loads of people, not just Arsenal fans, were confused with that transfer, but Arteta had a plan for him. So it'll be interesting to see. And obviously, they're not strangers, Sterling and Arteta. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that gets on. But enjoy. He's all yours now. But thank you very much for the super chat. It's very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Right then, so we are coming up to almost 10 to 11, guys. I will look to round out at 11 my time, so we'll stick around for another 10 minutes, just have a little bit of a debrief about this transfer window, how it's been, and let's have a look to see what you guys are saying in terms of favorite transfer of this summer window. So I think Vega's a good shout, actually. Yeah, I hear that. Vega's looked pretty solid. He probably was the better of a bad bunch as well against Servette. I think he had a little bit of fault for one of the goals, but Vega's looked pretty solid. He's a big guy as well, quite physical, could be crucial in defending set pieces. I think that's a really good shout, though. I think Vega. I'd probably just say in terms of, I really didn't know anything about the player when we signed him. So, again, I'm open. Let's see where this goes. Philip also says Pedro Neto. Nice, Philip. Really, really nice. Didier Drogba. God, I miss Drogba, guys. This is really sad that in in another transfer window where we've missed out on signing a striker, just to think about Drogba, it just makes my stomach turn. God, what a player, what a legend. Drogba. Absolutely love him. Is there anything on Ivan Toney yet? I'm just going to update. Sorry, guys. Bear with me a second. See what's happening with the... Not really. But I will tell you that Raheem Sterling, David Ornstein currently reports, is currently at Arsenal's training ground. So that was true. Well, he got there pretty quickly. So he's undergoing his medical. And yeah, player representatives are working to finalise the season-long loan for the 29-year-old England international winger. There we go, guys. And you know what? I know that Raheem Sterling's so pleased with this deal. He just really is. And there are some mixed opinions in the comments. Some Arsenal fans are happy, others are blaming us, saying, why have we done this? But yeah, wow. I believe, what was it, that Sterling will be the first player to play for City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Fair enough. He likes the Prem, doesn't want to leave. Ain't no Saudi gonna trick him into moving away from the Premier League. Richie says Joao Felix was my favorite signing. Yep. You've got John here agreeing with you. I think he has unfinished business. I love that. I really, really love that. Cole Palmer, no one comes close. Yeah, of course, Michael, no one comes close. But if you had to pick someone from this this summer transfer window, who would it be? I'm totally okay with Sterling in an Arsenal shirt. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you just imagine a certain player wearing a shirt, like a certain shirt, and it just kind of makes sense in your head. That for me is Sterling. I just do. It just makes sense in my head. Him in an Arsenal top. Yeah. Watch Adam Walton be the most demanded midfielder next summer. All the top clubs will be in for him and he'll go for over 100 mil. A sensational footballer. I'll do anything to have him at my club. Yeah, see, this is how crazy and how quickly things can turn, right? You know, and I think Man City were in for Adam Walton as well, weren't they? Or were interested in him. But fair enough. Yeah, definitely a very talented kid. It's excuse me. It'll be interesting to see what his future career path looks like. Rory took the underground from South to North London. Yeah, he was ready though, wasn't he? He was absolutely ready. Oh. God, I look a bit crazy, don't I? But yeah, let's talk a little bit about, as we sort of come to an end here. Yeah, it's all kind of finalising. Medical tests ongoing for Raz. He is officially a done deal. Yeah. Oh, I love the memes. The memes. I live for the memes. Yeah. Well, let's have a little bit of a debrief and let's have a little bit of a look ahead to the weekend. Obviously, we host Crystal Palace at home. We'll be looking to make it hopefully 2 wins in a row in the league. And I just think that it will be a great opportunity to hopefully get a little bit of a streak going on in the league, if you know what I mean. It's something that we couldn't do last season, was it? And I just think that it will be really, really good for confidence, for morale and everything. Let me just say good night to a few people going. Good night to you. Thank you so much for joining in and yeah, sticking around for this long. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And thank you so much. Mark, yes, it's been very fun. Thank you so much for joining me and have a lovely day. But yeah, how are you guys feeling about Crystal Palace at home? I think it will be a great chance to kind of hopefully build an atmosphere a little bit at the Bridge. This is one thing I just keep saying is I really want us to make Stamford Bridge a rocking place again, especially now that I've seen how passionate and crazy the away fans are from the, especially for the teams that we'll face in the Conference League. We can't have them coming to Stamford Bridge and being louder than us. I can't allow that. It just can't run. So hopefully we can get a bit of an atmosphere going. It's always tricky as well at weekends when it's like early kickoff. I think kickoff's at 1:30 or 2:30. I think it's at 1:30. But yeah, honestly, I just want it to be a bit of a positive game. I don't want to have to walk away and talk about a loss against Crystal Palace, hopefully. Ah, look who's in the building. Hi, Mo. How are you? How are you feeling? Are you quite happy or are you sad with this window? Sterling Sterling had the Uber waiting. Yeah, you guys are so funny with this. Oh, miss the days of Anelka, Drogba and Kalou. Yeah, I do too. I really do too. It will be a toxic atmosphere on Sunday, no doubt. Oh, why do you say that, Michael? We're trying to make it quite the opposite. We are trying to make it quite the opposite. And I think, again, we have a responsibility as fans to just get behind the players. Get behind the players. And, yeah. Hope Chelsea can get 3 points before my holiday to Greece. Yes, hopefully we can, and then you can enjoy your holiday. I hope you have a lovely time. Do not do mods, Nina, at all. Do you know what I do, Michael? I really need to sort through those, and I promise I'll make you a mod. But yeah, it's just something I keep saying I'll come around to. But now that I'll start doing more live streams, I'll make sure to do that. Sorry, guys, I feel like my social batteries have just died. Yeah, it's been a long day. It's been an eventful day. I hope you guys are enjoying. I hope you guys are going to enjoy your weekend. I hope you'll enjoy the game. I'll be there on Sunday. Nina and Palmer, the thing about Chelsea. How do we get the tourists motivated, Nina? See, this is the thing, Mark. It is really hard, isn't it? Because you do get a lot of tourists coming to the Bridge, and it is sad because, you know, they don't really know the chants. They're not too sure, like, what to do when. And, I mean, I'm all for it. Like, everyone deserves and has the right to go to a game, absolutely. But I just think that we should be doing so much more. You know, if you're in there, you're in the ground, you've got a Chelsea ticket, I think ultimately you've got a responsibility. If you support the club, if you're literally just a fan, to be supportive, to chant, to join in, to just cheer, not boo as well. That's another thing that really gets on my nerves. But yeah, you are right, Mark. But it's a long season ahead, and these players will need motivating. Yeah, James, I think the game should be on telly. Nina, you must be pleased with Chelsea business. Yeah, I am. I'm okay. I'm feeling okay. I am a little bit underwhelmed purely because the striker situation feels unaddressed. But yeah, I believe there is a plan. We will be fine, hopefully. But yes, guys, I'll be wrapping this up shortly. I'll let you guys crack on with your day. I'll probably be heading to bed soon, but we're literally just a minute away now. And yeah, of course, there will be some business kind of going on afterwards, but I think with Chelsea, I think it's mostly done. We'll obviously see what happens with a few of the other deals that have kind of been the loan moves that have been sort of in discussion today. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed the stream though. For those of you who have stuck around for as long as you have, thank you so much. For those of you who sent me super chats, thank you so much. Really greatly appreciated. For those who've commented and have liked the video, the stream, thank you as well, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I certainly did. Not perhaps what we expected. We could have been celebrating a little bit more, but this is just how it is. But yeah, it's officially 11, so the official time of the window is now closed. And sorry, I'm just laughing. I reach my delirious stage at some point when I do a live stream, but yeah, I have spoken for about an hour and a half. You guys are tired, I'm tired, but thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Tune in on Sunday. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other content and you can be notified when I go live next. Yes, I'll be bringing you the content for the Crystal Palace game. I'll be there. Thank you so much. Hopefully we win. And yeah, hopefully we have a great season. Ryan, thank you very much. And once again, thank you so much for your support. But take care of yourselves, guys. I hope you're all well. And as always, up the Chelsea.